But what we're desperate to do now is the eyes. So that's the next thing we do. And we start off by putting in, make sure there's no black in there, the highlight in the eye. Now I'll come a little closer. Oh, I don't know, you're pretty close. No, I think that will be all right. But we need some grey. Now I've put some grey around here already, so let's put a little bit more in. And some here too. We'll work on that in a little while. Now in the eye itself we have some very, obviously we've got a dark pupil, but we've got a line that runs around here, so let me put that in. I'm using the grey 181 here, and this will give me, make sure I've got it right, where's my reference picture? There we are. Like that. Okay, now you'll see why I'm having to do this in a minute, because we're going to have to put grey in here too. But there's no point in putting grey here and here, you wouldn't be able to see. But there we are, that's it. Now in the centre of the eye, it's very dark and we've got a lot of it, so let's just go round the highlight, and we use 273 for this. I don't think you're going to find these eyes too hard to do, as long as you follow my lead. There's one, and the other. As soon as you do this, you get the life in the picture. Now up here it's very indistinct, and I'm going to make it like that too. I'm just going to follow that very carefully. Now that's good. Now the grey. The grey 270 is in here. And in here. I'm putting it up here, but really this is very dark. It's really only in the lower area here that you see the light. And I think it's about time we had a bit more colour in the picture. So here we go. Now this is a, maybe you think, an unusual choice. It's green, but it's 172 green. The fact that you're going on top of the grey weakens that considerably, and it really would be too bright. Okay, so there we are now. Now we've got to start thinking about bringing the depth in. So the next colour we're going to use is 181. And eventually this will be black in the centre. But you always want to creep up on the black. Looking good so far. Now the black. There we are. Right. Now, we can darken this area. And this is with 181. Now I'm doing this slightly differently. 181 and then the 273. Now normally, as you know, that would be the other way round. It wouldn't really matter if you did do the other way round, but this is going to give us just the right degree of shading. Now it looks very odd, doesn't it, at the moment, but all that will change as we progress. Next thing is to use the black again, but the black this time with a little bit more precision to draw in the area here. Quite a thin line to start with, but we'll be thickening that up as we go on. Lovely, and I think what we'll do here is we're just closing on this just a little bit. That's now just a little bit too wide. Same here. Right, now it's life in your hand time, because what we've got to do is darken this. And it's scary when you do this. You think all that time you spent on it, and suddenly you're going to put a whole load of depth in right on top of all that lovely green you put in. But you've got to do it. Now I'm also going to use the colour shaper, back to the grey colour shaper. I'm going to leave that eye for the moment because I want to show you the difference between one and t'other. Now I'm just using the colour shaper here to put just a little bit more colour or tone in the eye, dragging the colour in, because it's nowhere near as light as that. And now you can see just how effective that is. But it doesn't end there, folks, because now we come in with the black. That was the 181 I was using before, but now we've got to come in with black. And basically you lose the pupil. And this is where you can also develop that edge of the eye just a little more. You can't now distinguish between the top of the eye here, but look at what's happened to it, folks. You wouldn't believe it if you haven't seen it. Once again, drag that colour back, and this time we can make sure that we've got enough strength going around the back. You might well start to lose the light in the eye, although I haven't done here so far. I've got away with it. There's also going to be a certain amount of strength coming in here. You see why I had to leave that? You'd never have believed it, what it looked like. But we're getting there. But that eye is nearly done. A little bit more black. Just picking out the pupil. and then you bring back the 172. This time it's going on top of all those dark colours we put in. Now that is magic. I hope you've enjoyed that. I've thoroughly enjoyed doing it. And 170 back in now, and now we just put just a little bit of colour, a little bit of tone back in here. Beautiful. Now I've got to do the same with that one.